after a couple of long months, we're finally back. After a couple of view mess ups with YouTube, and Ryan's been working on Instagram. We've taken a while off, but now we're back. We're back, and we've got more rumors than ever, and we're gonna start right in. As normal, our Instagram's @_the_indie_show_. We're gonna leave that link in the description below. Again, we're partnered with Nickel City Wrestling in Lackawanna, New York. They've been with us since, I don't know what, Ryan, 500 followers on Instagram, which was a long time ago.
Doesn't seem like it, but it was.
You can check them out. They've got merch. I think they've got merch going on their website. But yeah, you can follow us on Instagram. We'll be posting daily rumors and stuff like that, results for pay-per-view, stuff like that. But I guess we need to get started right into some topics. Why not?
I'll start it off with last night was the SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, Money in the Bank. Good pay-per-view overall, I thought, but
Match card started out with the pre-show with Hot Bros and the Colognes, and
Hot Bros took the W. They got reunited on SmackDown last week. So.
I'm glad Zach's back. He needed to come back, and it was a long-awaited arrival. He's been out with a knee injury for a while, as most of you know. But he's back. I was looking for a heel turn, maybe a long feud going between them two, but it didn't happen. But it's probably going to lead to a number one contendership or something like that. I don't know. I don't see where they're going with it, but anyways.
The first match that kicked off the actual show was the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And a lot of people were triggered on Instagram and Twitter, all that, after the match because James Ellsworth got involved and grabbed the briefcase instead of an actual competitor. And he gave the briefcase to Carmella. So Carmella is the first ever Miss Money in the Bank. Well,
I'm just saying, if you check betting odds, every betting odds had Carmella winning. So we either had James Ellsworth getting it or we had Carmella getting it. So she had a 2 times chance of winning the briefcase. But no, yeah, it was the match itself wasn't too bad, but the ending I thought could have been better.
I mean, for the first ever women's Money in the Bank, it could have been a lot better. Let's just be.
They didn't have. Honestly, it's never happened before, so they have no expectations to live up to. So next year they're probably going to rock the house, and we're going to forget about this first one.
Hopefully.
But this video is going to be uploaded hopefully tonight during Raw. So we're not going to talk about Raw much, but tomorrow night on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan, he's returning, and he's going to address the James Ellsworth situation and stuff like that.
Yeah. Next match was the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. The heel Usos, which I love. They're way better heel. Let's just say that. The challengers were the New Day, and the Usos won via countout. Now it was a great match. Like it was a really good match. But the ending was kind of just left me just hanging. I didn't really get it.
Yeah, I figured the ending could have been better. It was a great match. I was actually really into it, and I thought New Day was going to win, and there was ups and downs, and the whole time they had, the midnight hour at the end there, and Jay pulled Jimmy or Jimmy pulled Jay, either one, out of the ring, and it left us off. And I'm really disappointed that they ended that match in a countout, because I don't see the point in it. I guess to kind of build them up as heels. That's the only thing I could see where it was going with it. But other than that, it was a great match. I just really wish it would have gone on, at least them winning by actual pinfall or submission, not countout.
Next up was I believe it was the women's title match, which I'm just going to say it was an awful match. Naomi retained over Lana.
No, I'm not saying Lana's a bad wrestler. I'm not saying that at all, because I thought there was some hope I saw in her.
Yeah.
But I just don't think her and Naomi worked well together. I don't think they have good chemistry. But other than that, it was just a bad match. There wasn't anything really good about it besides, them bending over a couple times. But other than that was about it.
After that, we saw it's been rumored for months, Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis. Maria Kanellis is a former WWE diva, like 2007 or so. But they're bringing Mike Bennett back, and they're naming him Mike Kanellis.
Yeah, they're the Lovebirds, the Mike Kanellis and Maria Kanellis.
Not really liking the gimmick there.
And it's like I told Ryan, it's the same deal with the broken Matt Hardy gimmick. That everybody over at TNA is going to be stubborn because they can't have him no more, so they're just going to be selfish and keep the gimmick so nobody else can enjoy it, which is really immature on their part. And I know it's just money for them, and Vince is probably going to bribe them until he gets it. But I doubt they're going to get it because he's just going to ask for too much money over there because they're all idiots, really.
I'm interested to see where Mike Kanellis, goes. This new gimmick. Next up, we had the WWE Championship match. And since our absence, Jinder Mahal has become the WWE Champion. And that really was just a shocker. But he fought Randy Orton, the hometown kid, and he retained. So...
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad match, I thought.
And I told Ryan, before I was totally against Jinder Mahal winning the championship. And then he came back as this big, beefed up, not bad on the mic.
Not at all.
Heel. And I told Ryan, I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he beat Randy. Well, what do you know? He ended up beating him at Backlash. And basically it wasn't just the wrestling community. It was the world. Like, I know... over there in India, and they all were pretty hype about it. Like, I saw that they were on the news. He was on the news for...
he's not even from India either.
He's Canadian. Let's get that out there. He's Canadian. But that's WWE using the Middle East gimmick once again. But anyways, he's doing a great job as a heel right now. And from what I hear, Cena's going to win his 17th and take it away from him, is from what my sources say. I don't know if that's happening or not. But I'm sorry if you're a Ric Flair fan. I am too. Trust me, I am too. But his record's probably about to get broken by Cena.
Broken already.
How much more we would love to see broken in the WWE.
I was wondering why the actual championship match didn't main event the show. I know it is Money in the Bank, but usually they have the Money in the Bank ladder match before the title match so they can have an opportunity to cash in. But that didn't happen this year. And then the final match of the card last night, we had the actual Money in the Bank ladder match. It featured Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, the United States Champion Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, and the winner of the match, Baron Corbin. Very good match, in my opinion.
This match was good altogether. I really enjoyed some of the spots KO took. He took some hard bumps. And I'll tell you one thing, that man is probably in pain tonight. And I know me and Ryan read that somewhere he's got a leg injury. And get better soon, KO, because we miss you, or I do at least. I know a bunch of others do, because you're the best thing going on SmackDown right now. That's controversial to say, but it's true. But anyways, it was a great match. Like I said, KO took some bumps. There were some bumps given to Dolph. That sweet sunset flip powerbomb off of the ladder from Sami and Dolph. That was a work of art, and it was beautiful. It reminded me of Eddie Guerrero. It reminded me of when he used to do that. But it was a great match. Attacking Shinsuke at the beginning had me hoping, Shelton Benjamin's music would hit, or maybe, Rusev or maybe something like that. But rumors are that Shelton's going to be back sometime this summer, and Rusev's supposed to be back Tuesday. But I had that small glimmer of hope that somebody was going to come back and, shock the world and come back and win the Money in the Bank and later become champion. But the AJ and Shinsuke moment had me marked out. And I know they were tag team partners a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And that was cool altogether. Them backstage, getting a big pop from all the indie fans out there. And but I even had a pretty big pop when I saw them, behind the ladder. And from what I'm reading right now, it says that they're going to have a feud, go to SummerSlam maybe. But anyway, if they do, it's going to be a kind of a mark out moment for the indie fans out there who've watched them in New Japan. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, if you haven't watched them in New Japan and you're watching us, you've got something wrong with you. Because I'll tell you, you think they started in WWE, that is their end. These guys probably aren't going to go anywhere else. WWE is their goal, and they blew it up in New Japan. And if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend you go watch it.
Overall, it was a great event. I give it a 7 out of 10. I posted that on Instagram last night, but overall I was pleased. The next topic of discussion, Great Balls of Fire.
The next WWE Raw pay-per-view, exclusive pay-per-view. Now, at first I told Ryan, this name is pretty peculiar. But the way they're working it in, like with the old 60 songs, Great Balls of Fire, it's really working. And I'm really digging it, how they're doing like The Beast and the Destroyer with Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar. The promos that they're both cutting with Paulie and Samoa Joe are really good, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing this match. But from what Uncle Dave is saying, that it's probably going to be a squash match, and I hate to hear that, because that match would have probably gone on and been a great match if it's because these two can live up to the potential that they're given, and I feel like it could be a great match if they don't squash it. But other than that, Roman's got an announcement tonight, so we may, if you're seeing this before Raw, then you're gonna, you're gonna see our guesses. I'm guessing Braun Strowman. I don't know. There's rumors out there that's Goldberg.
Here's my take on it. I think he's gonna announce, or he's gonna be like midway through the announcement. Braun's music's gonna hit. That leads to a match at Great Balls of Fire, and then I say at SummerSlam, he fights either Goldberg, Cena, or they're gonna have a rematch with Undertaker. I've seen several rumors on that.
Yeah, but
anyone but Goldberg, please don't bring that man back. He needs to go to retirement home. It's awful.
He needs to stick at home with his kids. He's gonna get hurt and whatnot. But anyway, take that with a grain of salt. It's just rumors. That's all it is. It's just rumors. But anything can happen. I don't know. We may see a return from somebody that we aren't expecting. I don't know. In what the last video we did, we projected that the Hardys were going to come back at WrestleMania, and we were right.
What do you know?
We were right. All those rumors were true. So you never know. But I think those are the only two rumored matches, which besides Braun and Samoa Joe. That's the only confirmed match.
Sheamus and Cesaro will probably defend the titles against the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
They'll probably get their rematch. I don't want to see the rematch. It's obvious who's going to win.
Yeah, because the Hardys, this is another rumor that's been passed around a couple times. Hardys is about to split up. And I feel after the next defeat of the Hardy Boys, or the next draft, that we're going to see Jeff go to one brand and Matt go to another brand, so they can work this whole broken gimmick out and get Matt back on track as the delightful one, where he can become and build his own self instead of having to live behind Jeff. Because in WWE, Matt doesn't have a name; it's all Jeff. And in the Indies, it was different. Like in ROH and TNA, it was different. It's all about Matt, and I hope Vince is going to give him this opportunity to build himself instead of living behind Jeff and being this Matt Hardy version 1 crap and all that. I hate to say if that's what it's going to come to. I hate it for Matt Hardy, but I'm glad he's back. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, here's my take on it. You just got to give the broken gimmick some time. They're going through with some legal trouble right now, and it'll happen eventually. We just got to be patient on it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he said in a couple interviews that he's working on with TNA to get it back. I think his interview with Corey Graves and his brother, that they were gonna, work to get it back, because I know the Brother Nero thing is done. I hope y'all know that, because now that Jeff's back, he's gonna go back to his normal self, and that's
charismatic
the bottom
enigma.
line. Yeah, he's not going back to Brother Nero. As much as I'd love to see it, but he's not gonna live behind that, which is a shame to me, but maybe a joy to you. I don't know. But that brings us to Samoa Joe. He's a great NXT talent, and we all love NXT. NXT is one of the main. It is the best, if not one of WWE's best product, and it brings in our new stars. It brings back our old stars, as in Drew McIntyre and Bobby Roode. People like that. But from what we're hearing, that Triple H is frustrated with Vince, and this is one time I agree with Triple H that he's right. Vince is using his talent horribly. I don't believe that he's given enough opportunities to these NXT superstars. I mean, besides Balor and Samoa Joe,
KO.
KO. There's 4 or 5. But then you've got more people like Ty Dillinger and Sami Zayn.
Tyler Breeze, Bailey, my bad, not Bailey. I'm not really high on Bailey right now. American Alpha, where have they been? Speaking of them, I have no idea.
And all these, they're all in the shadows right now. And I hear that Triple H is frustrated with him, and it's going to be a shame. It will be a shame if Goldberg comes back and faces Roman or whoever. If Goldberg comes back at all and main event SummerSlam when somebody like Sami Zayn or Ty Dillinger, well, maybe not Ty, but
Tyler
or
Breeze,
Aleister
maybe.
Black. Aleister Black.
Please bring that guy up.
Which he's a monster in his own right because he's killing the wrestling business right now. But it's irritating to see a 55-year-old come in and steal a spotlight from somebody who's been working the past 10 years to be where they are and then not getting anything for it. I don't know. I bet I hate it for them. I had to throw him in here. Poor Roderick. It's Roderick against the world right now. Everybody hates Roderick. Roderick Strong is the best wrestler in NXT by far. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. He may not agree with me, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. Maybe Aleister Black, I don't know. But it's a shame, and I hate to see it for them. And, Hideo Itami, I heard he's leaving. And that is awful, how Vince would waste a talent like that to where he wants to go back to New Japan.
Do you blame him, though? New Japan is...
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. New Japan's better, guys.
New Japan is better.
It's better than WWE.
And the only reason why it's not more popular in the U.S. because it comes on at like 12 o'clock on a channel that half nobody gets.
Access TV.
Access TV at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
And
we don't get to catch that. And that's a shame because if we did, WWE would be in real trouble. And I think if it wasn't for Access TV and if it wasn't for it being 1 o'clock in the morning and everybody else being asleep, WWE would be in the corner right now crying. Because New Japan is going to take over the world as soon as they come to the USA, which we'll get to that a little bit later.
Next topic, SummerSlam is going to be huge. They're planning for it to be the biggest SummerSlam ever. It's going to be on the same level as WrestleMania as their.
Yeah.
You got the Roman Reigns announcement, which is supposed to be huge. Hope it's not Goldberg. That won't be huge.
John Cena's come back July 4th. That should probably
rumors
be
are
SummerSlam stuff.
Rumors are Cena's going to take the title off of Jinder at SummerSlam, and then you got whoever Brock's facing. Oh, Braun probably. He'll probably face Braun.
And
just
a
whole bunch of other matches.
And I love how they're trying to make it big, but they're making it too predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just all laid out in one perfect clear stretch right here, and we already know what's going to happen. Which for you fangirls, there's the first time I've said that in a while. You fangirls don't understand that Braun's probably going to face Brock at SummerSlam. You probably think somebody's going to return and take the title away, and it's just not going to happen. And I hate it. I hate it, but it's just not going to happen. Predictability, like WrestleMania. WrestleMania is very predictable right now, and it's like the betting odds are already set for WrestleMania main event. It's supposed to be Roman and Brock for WrestleMania.
Roman's going to take it off of him.
I hate to say it.
Hate to ruin that for you.
And Vince, I hate to. If you somehow see this, I love you and I love WWE, but Roman Reigns is awful. Like, he's not so bad of a wrestler. He's just bad on the mic.
No mic skills. No charisma.
He's a charisma vacuum, is what he is. He takes charisma out of everything.
No, he's just overpushed. That's all that is to it.
And that match is going to be god awful because after this, I think Brock's kind of winding down, and he's kind of, I heard he was going to retire last year, which that didn't happen, obviously, but he's starting to wind down and he's starting to get away. So it's as Roman Reigns says, it's his yard now, and so whether we like it or not, they're going to give the reins to Roman Reigns and let him take the company wherever he wants, which is going to be into the ground, and that's the bottom line.
Exactly. WrestleMania plans. We've kind of already touched on that.
Yeah, and the reason why it's so predictable is just because there's too many people that already know, like the betting odds and stuff like that. But like, it's not like a mid-carder is going to come down. Because we've had this too much. It's always been the main eventers, and the main eventers are there for 20 years, and then after they're done, the select few gets to move up to the main eventers. Like, it's not going to be John Cena and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. It's just not going to happen. It's going to be John Cena and Randy Orton, or John Cena and Triple H, or John Cena, you just name them off, that have been here for the past 15 years and know the company, know stuff like that. That's why Triple H is frustrated with Vince, because he could give these guys a really big shot, and he could make a lot of money if he would just give these guys a chance. And I don't think he's given them enough chances for them to really prove themselves to be at the level of John Cena, or at the level of Triple H himself, or level of Undertaker. Because you never know, these guys could bring wrestling back to what it was in the Attitude Era. I'm not saying it would be the Attitude Era. They can bring back wrestling where it's not, oh, you watch wrestling, you watch wrestling. You could be, oh, let's watch wrestling Monday night on Raw. Oh, hey, you open Tuesday so I can come over and watch SmackDown? It's not something you're embarrassed by. And that's what I want wrestling to come back to, because there's too many people that are embarrassed to say they watch wrestling, and that is a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always been the John Cena and the Triple H and the Undertaker and, the Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is still a WWE figure, and he's not even in the company anymore. And it's just... I loved it when CM Punk was there, because he was bringing it back. He was bringing back that Attitude Era, and he was proving Vince wrong, and he was going off script, and he was, dropping pipe bombs, as he say, and it became something that you thought was going to be, the next Attitude Era, but it turned into, we went PG, and then we went to the new era, and it's working out, but not really. Like, they think it's working out, but the ratings are dropping, and they're dropping quick. Like, it used to be, what, 3 point something?
Well,
now,
even a year ago, or 2 years ago when Kevin Owens debuted, I mean, I was looking at that the other day, the rating was 2.87, I believe, and now it is 1.75. That was last week's rating. That is awful. That is terrible.
And it's not like they've been fluctuating a whole lot. They've been consistently between 1.8 and 1.7 the past, 4 or 5 weeks. But, WWE, there's your reason for ratings dropping. It's predictability, and nobody wants to say they watch wrestling because it's a cloud has been put over wrestling.
It's a joke, is what it is.
The past 10 years, wrestling has been, prototyped as this uncool. Oh, John Cena, he's such a good guy. He does all these foundations, which I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that's wrong at all. I praise the man for doing it, and I hope I'll be able to do that someday too. But they work it into their character in the ring, and that just takes away from it. You never saw Stone Cold going to like a hospital and greeting kids, which he probably did, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but he didn't work that into his wrestling character.
Yeah, they didn't.
Had they were taking chair shots to the head, and it was cool. Watching wrestling was cool. ECW was cool. Them cussing in the crowd, that was cool. But now they can't do that because they get bleeped out or whatever. But that's why they like New Japan, because people like Kenny Omega can be who they want to be, and they don't have to go by some stupid name that they don't want to go by. Because as soon as some guys in NXT, like Aleister Black, he's working really well with his gimmick, but some people don't. Some people don't like the gimmick they're given, and they just kind of get drugged down by it, and it's awful. Like I feel like Mike Bennett is going to get dragged down by this Mike Kanellis thing. I don't think he's going to work with it. And I think it's just going to drag him down. It's going to drag his career down. And you're going to forget about Mike the Miracle Bennett. And that's such a shame because he didn't get to be himself. And I hate that. But that's why I love the Indies, because you can be who you want to be and not have to worry about, being this perfect figure and having the perfect body and, being this prototype of Vince McMahon's little, doll. That's all it is. I could dwell on that all day.
That's the ratings dropping for you, and they're just gonna keep getting worse. I'm making a prediction. In the 2020s, WWE is gonna go out of business, and I'm saying that right now.
I figure New Japan is gonna take over.
New Japan.
This USA thing, this USA thing they're doing. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. But this USA thing they're coming and doing in California, that's gonna spark something. Because that's going to be on
It's going to be live.
That's going to be U.S. soil, It's going to be live, and it's going to be a watchable time. It's going to be a watchable network. And it's WWE's going to be backed into a corner because as soon as people that don't know Kenny Omega, don't know Kazuchika Okada, or don't know Hiroshi Tanahashi, or don't know Will Ospreay, or don't know the Young Bucks. If you don't know the Young Bucks, Bullet Club, anybody, they're going to get these names out here, and the WWE's they're going to be worried because as soon as you get these names out here, this USA thing I'm predicting right now is going to be a huge success. And as soon as it's a huge success, they're going to start doing it more. Once they start doing it more, well, they might as well just build a building over here or arena over here. And as soon as they do that, then it's going to start invading WWE. And I feel like in the 2020s, we're going to have a new top competitor in the United States as a wrestling promotion.
Yep. Well, we'll get to the USA thing in a minute, but we just thought we'd throw this in here. It was 2 more names have been done with TNA. They were released, or they asked to be granted a release or whatever.
Hurricane and Al Snow, they quit today.
Jesus.
I mean, it's not like they're good, but still.
Al Snow, go play with your head, doll. Or
to
whatever.
TNA, that's. I mean, they're losing $100,000 off of them right there because that's the only people they got now. I mean, I honestly can't name 5 people on the road. Okay, maybe let's try. Let me try.
EC3.
Bobby Lashley.
Alberto Del Rio. Alberto El Patron is what he's called.
Dave Madden. What's his name? Davey Richards.
Davey Richards and Eli Drake, Chris Masters.
What's the freaking idiot with the DJ?
DJZ.
Yeah, DJZ.
I will say this though about Impact, the X division. It's like their cruiserweight division. Now that kicks WWE's butt when it comes to cruiserweights, but unfortunately it's TNA, so it doesn't get the recognition it deserves. But hey, it still sucks. TNA's still awful.
But yeah, I mean TNA's gone down the drain, and it's just gonna keep rolling. The train ain't gonna stop, and TNA's gonna be out of business. And I say 2020.
They're trying to build their company up with
maybe.
India tours and stuff.
Yeah, and then they're having to pay the people to come.
That's
awful. You're going down the drain when you have to pay people to come to your shows. But yeah, I figure ROH, maybe even New Japan will buy them out, and that'll give ROH or New Japan a head start.
That'll be good.
And that'll give them a head start on WWE and help get all this talent, get ready and rolling. So they're not behind all the time.
Okay, we'll switch gears to the New Japan and USA thing, okay?
We just touched on it. It'll be July 1st and July 2nd. They're introducing the new United States belt, and that goes back to what I was saying. As soon as this thing kicks off and it's a big success, we're going to see them more. And we have to see them more because they're going to have a United States title. And if they have a United States title, they're more than likely going to want to defend it on United States soil. Because they're not like WWE and have the UK championship and have 2 UK competitors the whole time and just them and defend it on Chicago. It really doesn't make sense to me. But yet they're going to have to defend it on US soil, which is saying something that they're going to be here more often. And I'm ecstatic about that.
I'll read you guys the card real quick. Well, we got the world title match. Kazuchika Okada, the champion, will fight Cody Rhodes, as you all knew him.
Which Cody Rhodes Cody Rhodes also has an ROH match for the world heavyweight or for the title at ROH, and if he wins that ROH title, and if he wins that IWG or New Japan title, then that will be one of the greatest things. Yeah,
it's history.
Nobody's ever done that before, and I figure, it's more than likely not going to happen. He's going to win one or the other.
He's going to win. I'm making a prediction. He's going to win the ROH. Christopher Daniels is getting kind of stale as champion. I love him, but he's getting stale as champion. And then he's going to put up a good fight against Okada, and he's going to lose. But he'll carry the ROH title into the G1 special, I think.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, next up we got Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Billy Gunn for the IWGP Intercontinental title.
Now, did I ever think you'd see badass Billy Gunn back in a wrestling ring again? I did not. Now, Billy Gunn, he went through back problems 3 years ago when he was facing it. He was with the Usos, and I'm just
Was the
surprised.
champion.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised. I'm just surprised Road Dogg's not accompanying him to the ring or something.
Hiroshi's gonna win.
If Billy Gunn wins, I'll be extremely happy.
I'm
Just because he's old and he's former WWE and he's like really old.
But he's a part of the Bullet Club now, isn't he?
Now,
He
that's
has a
not
Bullet Club
that's
shirt
not
on in this.
that's not confirmed. That is not confirmed. From what I'm hearing, is that he is going to join, which that's
Good for
not
him.
that is fully take that with a grain of salt. I don't know that for sure, but from what I hear, he plans on joining Bullet Club sometime this summer.
Okay. Next, we got the Gorillas of Destiny, who are a part of the Bullet Club. They're the IWGP Tag Team Champions. They will defend against War Machine. War Machine is they're like Authors of Pain times 10. It's crazy. Don't really know much about Gorillas of Destiny. I just caught up on them at Dominion, the last pay-per-view, but look pretty good. War Machine's just pretty good for their size. They're really...
They're really athletic guys, and they work well together. And I figure this will be a great match. What match on this card won't be great, honestly? If you haven't watched New Japan, please tune in July 1st and 2nd. Please. It's going to be a great show.
You won't have to stay up. You won't have to record it. It's live, so just watch it. It's gonna be some good stuff. Then we have the actual IWGP United States Title Tournament to crown the first ever champion. Okay, the first round matches include Michael Elgin versus Kenny Omega, Tomohiro Ishii versus Tetsuya Naito, Jay Lethal versus Adam Page. And then we got Zack Sabre versus Juice Robinson. Should be great. I see Kenny Omega or Jay Lethal winning the whole thing.
I don't know. I just read a couple things that said Adam Hangman Page might win it, and
I'd be fine with that.
That would be fine. I would be fine with that too because he wins that. He's part of Bullet Club. He wins that. Kenny, I don't think Kenny's gonna win it. Honestly, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, Ryan. Because I think Kenny and Okada is going to go into a third match, which we're going to get into the second match here because that was, I'm just going to say it right now, that's the greatest wrestling match I've ever seen in my life, even though it ended in a draw. And if you haven't seen it already, I beg you.
Go to YouTube.
If you love wrestling, and if you love every type of wrestling, whether it's WWE, whether it's ROH, whether it's PWG, whether it's, you like WCW, this match is probably the greatest
better than any match you've ever seen.
It was given a 7 by Uncle Dave at Pro Wrestling or Sheet or whatever, and it's I can't explain it, and we're gonna get to that match here in a couple minutes, but
he got one in it.
I say Adam Hangman Page.
Now these Japanese guys, they're obviously not gonna win it. It's just like a filler competitors. They'll probably, I don't know, they're not gonna win it. I would like to see Zack Sabre win it because he's still a PWG champion, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He is. He would have 4 belts.
That would be.
He's actually 3 belts right now, but he would have 4.
I believe, it's gonna be Jay Lethal or Kenny Omega to me. I got those two.
I either got Jay Lethal. I got the winner of Jay Lethal and Adam Hangman Page. That's who I've got.
And then that's the card. But hey, I guarantee you that'll be one of the best things going this year. I promise you that.
Yes, and then the G1 special and everything in New Japan is going to be the best thing going in wrestling in 2017. Not unless Shelton Benjamin comes back and wins the title, but whatever. But
the last topic.
We're gonna move on, and I told you we were gonna talk about it. Kenny and Okada. I'll tell you one thing. If I could explain how great of a wrestling it ended. Okay, I'll just give you the results. It ended in a 60-minute draw. Okada wins, because he's a championship advantage. 60-minute draw. Throughout the match, I've never been included or intrigued in a match more than I was in Kenny Okada. But it just had you glued. Like I didn't get to watch it live, but I watched it, on
the day
YouTube.
After.
Yeah, I watched it the day after on YouTube, and I watched it, and it was like, even though it wasn't live, I still felt it. I still felt like it was happening just then.
Like you knew the result, but it was like got you off your seat because
the charisma.
Oh my gosh.
The charisma between both of them and the chemistry. I've never seen two wrestlers work better together than those two do.
The 2 greatest wrestlers on the planet right now. And
Shinsuke and AJ Styles and KO, but we're not outside of WWE and the select five,
Yeah.
but they are
Like
phenomenal.
I couldn't believe it. Like what I saw.
I
It was
saw
just
a bunch of
crazy.
one-winged angels,
Like these men literally beat the living crap out of each other where they couldn't stand on their feet. I mean, and
and I hate people are gonna say, "Oh, wrestling's fake," though. They didn't really beat the crap.
no, they
Yes, they did. I don't care what you say. You run for 60 minutes and you jump and you fall on your back and you fall on your face for 60 minutes straight and you take hard bumps for that crowd to cheer and you do that to make that crowd happy and everybody that's watching on that platform happy. That hurts. And if you don't do your job, that hurts worse because then you know that you didn't do well enough. But I'll tell you one thing, Kenny Okada definitely accomplished the doing well enough because they did better than doing well. They did phenomenal, and it's the greatest match I've ever seen. And in my books, it is the greatest match of all time. In IWGP, New Japan, whatever, WWE, ROH, WCW, NW, whatever. It is that is the greatest match I've ever seen in my life.
It's just you can't beat that, and it's not gonna be beat. I mean, unless they have I don't think they can beat it in their third match.
I don't know.
I don't think they can.
But I didn't think they'd beat the first one either.
I know. I said that, but I don't see it happening. There's no way they can. I just don't see it. I can't see it happening.
In WWE, if you want to learn how to wrestle,
prove me wrong.
But yeah, please prove me wrong. WWE, that's a wrestling match. That is a wrestling match.
Not Miz losing to a bear last week on Raw.
Yeah,
who was Dean Ambrose.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
And that is why New Japan is better than the WWE.
Or a 5 minute or a 1 minute 30-second squash match between Kevin Owens and Goldberg. Kenny Okada was a real wrestling match, and WWE should take notes because that is really what wrestling is. And if that would have aired on U.S. soil, WWE would be falling in the ratings to New Japan. And I feel like if that happens, if they start coming to the U.S. more, we're going to have a WCW, WWE battle. But this time, WWE is not going to walk away winning.
No, they will not. They're not. Vince ain't going to be able to pull the strings. He's not going to be able to buy the company. He's not going to be able to sweet talk them. He's just going to go down. We're just going to watch it just crumble in our sight. That's all it's going to happen.
And, I hope the WWE survives. I hope WWE comes up with better matches. I hope they top New Japan, but it's not. And that's what sucks about it.
Think about it. Attitude Era, awesome. Ruthless Aggression Era, it was pretty dang good. The PG Era, it started slowing down. The new era, it slowed down even more. Now, and that's just going to show you, here in 5 to 7 years, WWE ratings might not even be relevant. A full one. We may not even be looking at WWE ratings. We're going to be looking at New Japan ratings, and it may become New Japan USA Pro Wrestling. It may not be just New Japan because we're going to be on. They're going to be on higher soils than just Japan. Shoot, they go to Japan, then they come to the U.S., then they're going to go to England, and they're just going to take over the world. They're going to take WWE's spot, and we're going to see new leaders in wrestling. And I hate to say it, but I'd love to see it. Yes, I would love to see it. Well,
that's all the topics we got today.
That's all the topics we've got.
Again, you can check us out on Instagram at _the_indie_show_. I'm gonna leave that in the link. But we're back after a long while. We've kind of rejuvenated our. We got some editing software. YouTube's ad boycott thing was still going on. The view thing was messing up. So we kind of wanted to take a break from that and work on the Instagram, really work hard on that.
We've been busy, so...
Yeah, we've been busy with different things but if just in our personal life.
If you've made it this far, leave a like and subscribe to us. Share us with your friends because we will get you wrestling news. That is facts. We will get you wrestling news.
Yeah, and if you have a friend, don't just tell them about it. Let them listen for themselves. We've got a full 40 minutes going here, and you can just, say, hey, if you're on the way to somewhere, why don't you pull this up, listen to this real quick while you're in the car. Or just whatever. If you need little parts of this, you can just pull it up anytime you want. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys. Like Ryan said, like, subscribe, share, anything you do. Follow us on Instagram. We're about to hit 700 followers. And
that's big for us.
There it is.
Because we started as an account called WWE Insta, and it literally had 10 followers. we didn't know what the crap we were talking about. We were fanboys at the time. It was awful. Well, I wasn't even running it. Bentley and his other friend were running it, and
But now that we understand wrestling, we've gained 700. I mean, almost 700 followers.
we've came a long way. I'm just gonna say that, and we
we've-
post daily.
We've worked hard for it, and
We don't use any apps, which I'm sure other people don't either. But we've actually gained our followers. Like,
and I appreciate everybody that's on there that's watching this right now. But that if that grows, so does this YouTube. If the YouTube grows, so does our wrestling news, and that's what we want. We don't want the money. We don't want the subscribers. We want the subscribers, but we want not the subscriber count. We want the subscriber people, and that's all we care about. We care about wrestling. We want you to know about it. So
that's all for today, guys.
we should be back maybe tomorrow. I
Maybe.
may do something tomorrow. Ryan may not be here. Like I said, we may split up sometime. But other than that, that'll finish it off for today.
It's good to be back.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.